Hello everyone. Uh, hello everyone. Uh, Today I'm going to explain line balancing, right? Line balancing in operations management using one example, right? So this is the question, right? You can see here. I will show the question, right? Firstly, I will show the question. Uh, Look at this. So yeah, this one is the question, right? So the model assembled on the convey and 500 weapons are required per day production. You can take the screenshot or whatever the thing you want, right? Then what you have to consider is use longest operating time LOT as the primary rule and most number of followers. There are some details, right? So look at this one, and I have the answer, right? So this is the answer here I have. Look at this. This one is the answer, right? So I will explain everything uh, simply, right? So then you can take better idea, and I will upload some other line balancing videos as well. I think around 4 videos I will upload, right? So you can further refer those as well, right? So yeah, so look at this definitions, then you can briefly take idea, right? So we have to identify the customer value and non-value activities, right? So what you have to do in the basic idea is workstation. Uh, what you have to do, you have to, there are some workstations, no, number one, number two, number three, there are some workstation, right? You, what you have to do, if you are doing like some business, you have to select the individual task, and you have to allocate those individual tasks in these workstations properly, right? So like task 1, task 2 here, right? And some 5, uh, fifth task here, sixth task this workstation 2. There are, you have, what you have to do, you have to uh, allocate individual task in proper workstation, right? That is the basic idea of this line balancing, right? So we'll see how we gonna do that, right? So line balancing is the assignment of workstations in line so as the achieve the desired output rate with the smallest number of workstation, right? So yeah, uh, take that take this one, right? So this is the that is the question, and you can take screenshot or whatever the thing. I think if you can note down that question, it will be better, right? So yeah, there are some steps we have to follow in the line balancing method, right? So firstly, you have to note down these steps, right? So firstly, what you have to do, you have to calculate the cycle time and calculate the number of here like workstation, or we can say calculate the number of theoretical workstation, right? So and uh, in the third step, you have to draw the proceeding diagram, right? You have to draw the proceeding diagram, right? This is the proceeding diagram. So now I will explain how we gonna uh, draw that proceeding diagram, right? So you can see here, right? This is the question, right? This will provide them, right? If you have exam about related to the line balancing, they will provide this, right? They will provide this timetable. So what you have to do is Look at this, guys. There are some B task B. When we consider about this task B, you can see here proceeding task A, right? It means uh, B is one of the output of A, right? uh, think about if you are making some garment item or cloth or something, uh, you are following task, you are finishing that after, I mean, uh, you are making all those things, and then finally when we consider about shirt manufacturing, you are finally put on the buttons, right? Those are the final steps, like this, right? Like this, you have to allocate what are the firstly what are the completed tasks, and then what are the second steps as well, right? So it's like this, right? Now we can see how we draw the proceeding diagram, right? So you can see A is it's like null, right? It's no proceeding task, right? Before the before the A, no proceeding task, right? But when we consider about C task, you can see here B proceeding task is B, right? uh, it means C is the one of output of the B, right? So what you have to do, look at this, guys. A and D, A and D, right? When we consider about this A and D, look at this. No proceeding task, right? No proceeding task. Therefore, we can draw like this: A, A, and D, right? Because there are no proceeding tasks A and D. Other all tasks have proceeding tasks. Like B have A, F have C, right? F and G both have C and C, right? Look at this. Other all tasks already have the proceeding task, but when we consider about this A and D, no proceeding task. Therefore, I'll draw like this, right? So B B is before uh, before like I mean B is the one of output of the A, right? Therefore, I'll draw like this: B, right? B. It's not a B, right? Yeah, I mean, I want to draw a B, but it's not like B. Okay, don't think about that. So and other thing is you have to put time as L, right? So therefore I'll draw 45 seconds, right? For what's the reason I can't draw that? 45, right? 45 A, and D 50, right? Then you can see, uh, let's see, uh, C is out output of B, right? Therefore I'll draw like this, right? C. Then we draw these things, and E is output of D. Therefore I'll draw like this, right? E, E. C task 9 second, 9 second, and E 15 second, 50, right? So now what I have to do, E already we draw, and now if if is one of the C output, right? So therefore if, right, if how many seconds? 12 seconds. 12, right? So yeah, now if is completed. Now G, C output, right? Therefore I have to draw like this. G is the one of the output of C, right? Task time is 12. Task time is 12. Now I draw this one as well. H and I. H and I is output of E, right? H and I. I as well, right? I 12. So J is one of, look at this, F G H I, right? All those things we have to collect. We have to uh, connect, right? We have to connect all these tasks. Then made what? Then made the J task, right? J, 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 and uh, K is one of the output of J, right? Therefore, I'll do like this. I think you clear with this proceeding diagram, right? I think you will take brief idea about that 8 and 9, right? I think you clear with this proceeding diagram, right? Draw how to draw the proceeding diagram. Uh, Again, I will explain, right? So what you have to do, guys, you have to firstly identify uh, what are the, like, no proceeding task. There is A and D. Here, look at this, no proceeding task, right? Therefore I'll draw like this, right? And B is one of the output of the A. You have to firstly complete that A task and then move to the B task, right? And C is, look at this, C proceeding task is B. You can see here C is output of the B, right? Like this, you can draw the proceeding diagram, right? So then we can move to the answer sheet, right? So I think you will clear with up to that point, right? So yeah, uh, what we gonna do? Firstly, you have to calculate the cycle time, right? Cycle time, and I have to charge a laptop, right? So yeah, uh, then you have to calculate number of theoretical workstation, and then in the third step draw the preceding diagram, right? We already do that, right? We already did it, right? So in the fourth step, we what you have to do, fourth step, select the primary rule and secondary rule, right? In here, primary rule is longest operating time, right? Longest operating time, and secondary rule is most number of followers. It's like this, right? There are you can see here, I will explain these things, right? What is the primary rule? I mean, longest operating time, right? Primary rule and secondary rule, I will explain, right? So let's go with this. Look at this. If we consider about this first task, there are, then you can see like number of followers. When we consider about this first task, there are number of followers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? If we consider about this one, this first task, number of followers is, you have to count 2 in here, right? Start with here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 followers, number of followers. When we consider about this number 2, how many number of followers? 1, 2, it start like this point, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Number 2, second task has 6 number of followers, right? Like that way we have to calculate how number of followers, right? So look at this, guys. Number A, when we consider about this number A, there are number of followers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A has uh, 6 followers, number of followers 6, right? When so look at this J. When we consider about this J task, number of followers is 1, because J has only this K only, right? So when we consider about this K number of K task, uh, it hasn't any number of followers, right? No followers. This K, no followers, right? uh, when we consider about this E task, there are some there are 1, 2, 3, and 4. E has 4 followers, right? Number of follower count is 4. And when we consider about this D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this D has 5 number of followers. Look at this A. Look at this. We are creating this table, right? Task and number of followers. How much? How many followers? When we consider about this A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, I'll we are note down this here 6, right? When we consider about this B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, right? So another example is E. When we consider about E, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I, look at this I, 1. How many number of followers this I has? How many tasks after that task, right? J and K, right? Therefore, uh, two two number of followers I has, right? Like that, how you can calculate, you can uh, count the number of followers, right? So then what you have to do, uh, you have to find the cycle time. How to find the cycle time? uh, for this will provide, right? Total time they will provide, right? 400, 420 it multiply by 60 because of to convert minutes into seconds, right? So 500 units, therefore 50.4 is the cycle time, right? So then number of stages. Total work content. Total work content mean this one, right? So this one. This one is the total task time, or we can say uh, total work content, right? So how to find the theoretical workstation? Total work content divided by cycle time, right? Then you can find the this always round up this number, right? 3.8 you have to round up into 4, right? Round up into 4. Then uh, so we can complete these tasks, right? So we done this one, we already draw this proceeding diagram, and we find the number of followers as well. Right now in the we have to complete fifth if step, right? Fifth step. So here we are following longest operating time task, right? This is the primary rule. Our primary rule is longest operating time. It means uh, like we are considering longest time, the task time, longest time we are selecting in here, right? So what you have to focus is, so I will zoom out this one, right? Then you can, okay. Here you can see uh, you have to do A and D, right? So firstly, what you have to do, you have to note down these things, right? Workstation task and task time, draw this table, and you may be confused how to, like, workstation 1 2 3 4, you have to allocate these individual tasks into these uh, workstation, right? So what you have to do firstly, you have to find the like I mean longest. Now you can see here A and D. Now you can see A and D, these are the first steps of the this task, right? So you can't jump, like doing B without completing this A. Therefore, you have to firstly select these, A and D, right? But in the rule, we are considering longest operating time task, right? Therefore, what is the longest operating time? 50, right? You can see D. D is the first task. Therefore, we put D here, right? Task time is 50. And how to calculate the remaining time? Remaining time, we are calculating cycle time minus ideal time, workstation time. We can say workstation time, right? So it's like this, right? So okay, I will phone to. So it's like this, right? You may be confused how to calculate this one. Cycle time, uh, cycle time minus the task time, right? CT minus task time, task. task time, right? So yeah, uh, 50.4, 50.4, 50.4, 50.4 minus 50.4 minus 50, right? Right? 50.4 minus 50. Yeah. Yes. Right. Uh, then you can fill this uh, column as well, right? So now I think you are clear with this, how we allocate this workstation 1 in the D, right? This is the longest operating task time. We are following as a first rule, longest operating time. Then second rule is we are always follow first rule, right? First we have to like I mean we have to focus primary rule firstly, right? Longest operating time. Then if longest operating time same, what you have to do, you have to focus this secondary rule, most number of followers, right? So now in the this stage, A and D, 50 and 45, it's clear you can put D here, right? Because 50 higher than the 40, therefore we are putting D here, right? Then remaining time, you have to cycle, how to calculate this remaining time, cycle time minus task time, right? Therefore 50.4 minus 50, you can put 0.4 in remaining time, right? So yeah, there are no principal tasks and uh, no primary rule, LOT or secondary rule, right? So then you can move to the second station, because this one is already completed, right? Cycle time is 54, no? There is, you can't allocate any individual task here, because you can't do that, because 0.4 is the least ideal time, right? So there is no task in here, you can see 0.4, therefore you have to go to the another station, right? Therefore I'll put here number 2 workstation, right? mm, then what you have to do, you have to you have to you now you did this D, right? Already allocate this D1 D task in the first workstation. Now what you have to you have A or A, right? Now you have to A O E. You can select A O E, but you have to these two tasks A and E, right? So what is the longest one? 45, right? Then the 15. E, here you can see 15 is the task time to the E, right? But when we consider about A individual task, its operating time is 45, right? So therefore I put 45 here, right? So what is the remaining time? 50.4 minus 45, you can see here 5.4 is the remaining time, right? Remaining time is 4.4, 4 5.4, right? 5.4. uh, yeah, there are no principal tasks, no primary role, no, right? So now you can move to the workstation 3, right? Workstation 3, because this 2 is already fulfilled. uh, A and D, yeah. And now uh, you have to do the and E E and B. You have to focus E and B, right? So remember that, guys. Doing Completing this, like, you have if you want to do this C task, you have to definitely complete this B, right? You can't jump into the C without doing this B, right? If you want to do the B task, you have to definitely complete the A as well, right? So yeah, uh, then look at this. Then A and D we already allocated. I'll put right here, right? I'll put like uh, small right down, right? So now you have to B and E. B and E, no? Therefore, what is the longest one? 15, right? Therefore, I'll put E here. 15, right? A and D already completed. We allocate that one, right? Now we have B and E task. E is the longest operating time higher than the B. Therefore, I'll put E here, right? So remaining time is 50.4 minus 15, right? I'll note down here. If you want, I'll note down, right? So this one, right? This one. 50.4, 50.4 minus 15, right? Minus 15 is the 35.4, right? 35.4. What are the remaining tasks? uh, BHI, BHI, E already allocated. Then BHI, right? What is the longest one? H and HOI, right? Primary rule. According to the primary rule, H and I higher than 11, right? This 11 is the task time. Therefore, 12 and you can select anyone, right? This same followers and same operating time. Therefore, you can put HOI anyone here, because there is, according to the primary rule, H and I same, and according to the second rule as well, H and I same number of followers. Therefore, you can put any HOI you can put here, right? So task time is 12 and 35.4 minus 12, right? Minus 12, 23.4. This is the remaining task uh, to the H. And then you H completed, E completed. What are the next? What you have to do? Uh, I right? Because I is the I task ta- operating task time higher than the B. Therefore, we put I here, right? 23.4 minus 12, 11.4. You can allocate this 11 as well, B. Therefore, B. We allocate this B into the workstation 3, right? So because we can allocate, right? Because 11.4 uh, remaining time. Therefore, we can allocate this B individual task as well in the workstation 3, right? So now we completed this HIB as well, right? Now we have C, F, G, J, J, K, right? These are the remaining tasks. Uh, so if you can guys put a comment, right? Now the time is 6 a.m. and I'm so tired. I want to uh, I'm so tired. I like to teach. I don't want to, I mean, tell this thing, right? I didn't tell subscribe or like or comment. I didn't tell. If you can put a comment, or if you can, like, I'm not good at communicate in English, right? Because I am my mother tongue is Sinhala. uh, so I want to tell these things, right? So if you can take anything in this video, uh, that's the my wish, right? So I like to teach. If you can learn anything, that is the my basic uh, objective, right? So yeah, I want to tell this as well, right? So yeah, uh now we are in the workstation 4, right? Workstation 4. See, now remaining tasks are, there are F, G, J, K. These are the remaining tasks. If C, F, G, without doing this C task, you can't you can't jump this F, O, G, right? Look at this. 12 is higher than the 9, but can you jump without doing this C task? Therefore you have to firstly put C here, right? You have to firstly uh, do the C, and then you can jump the FOG, right? Operating longest operating time. But especially this is point, right? This is one of the point, right? uh, the longest operating time is lower than the f1, right? Because 12 higher than the 9, no? You may be confused why we put C here and F here, right? So this is the thing. If you want to do FOG, you have to definitely complete this C task. Therefore, you have to firstly do the C task, right? Therefore, I'll put C here, right? And task time is 9, and 50.4 minus 9, 41.4. This is the remaining time, right? 40.4. You can allocate another individual task as well, right? So if G, same number of followers, same operating time, therefore you can pick anyone, right? You can if OG, because when we consider about this primary rule, longest operating time same F and G, and secondary rule, most number of followers same, most number of followers J and K, 2, right? Therefore you can pick anyone. If OG you can allocate, it's no problem, right? Then allocate the remaining time as well, right? So then finally J and K, right? You can allocate 17.4, no? Therefore you can allocate this J as well, and K is the final one, right? So this is the slap time, and I think you will clear about how we fill this table, right? uh, if you can't understand, put a comment, right? I will send an email, or if you want to contact me, I will help. I'll It's my pleasure, right? I will help you in WhatsApp or whatever the social media, I can help you to as well, right? So yeah, finally, what you have to do, you have to in the sixth step, you have to find the efficiency, right? Uh, in here, sum of task, sum of task mean this one, right? You have to calculate this the total task time 195, right? 195 195 I'll put here, right? Actual number of workstation. How many workstation? There are four workstation, right? And the and the cycle time multiply by 100%, right? 96.72 is the here efficiency, right? So this is the line balancing. Definitely I will upload some uh, line balancing separate videos as well, right? This one is 41 minutes. I think it's long, I know about that. If you can take little bit, uh it's the my pleasure, right? So yeah, learn, google these things and watch other YouTube videos as well. You can do your exams properly. uh, Always try to uh, apply these knowledge in real world, right? So in your business, or if you are a businessman, you can uh, you can I mean you can practically apply these knowledge into your businesses, right? So learn something. uh, yeah, thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.